One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
Yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Now that's cool.
And third party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com, one of our favorite sponsors, is back. Winter is almost over, and it is time to start thinking about what you are going to be doing in the spring.
Dust off those Birkenstocks.
And that crusty tie-dye that's been hanging in the closet all winter.
Those
Dust
nice
that
shorts.
Yep, dust that shit off and come with us to Skull and Roses Festival, April 19th through the 23rd.
That's right.
At Ventura County Fairgrounds, featuring 2 performances by Phil Lesh and Friends, Dark Star Orchestra, O'Teal and Friends, Leftover Salmon, Melvin Seals and JGB, Grateful Shred,
And the Latin Dead.
Sages and Spirits, Boombox,
Cubensis, China Cats, Jerry's Middle Finger, Forgotten Space, The Alligators, Warlocks of Tokyo, Dogs in a Pile.
Garcia Birthday Band, Circles Around the Sun, Moon Alice. Okay,
I think you get the
You guys
picture.
get the picture. It's 5 days of fun in the sun down on the beach in Ventura, California. And I'll tell you what, if you ever wanted to know what a true to life Grateful Dead show was like, this is the closest you're going to get these days. Tickets are available now. You can go to skullandroses.com and check out all the tiers that they have there. And also you can check out wallofnews.love for all kinds of amazing articles and information on the bands that are going to be playing Skull and Roses
And
this year.
check it out too if you're into like celebrating days and like dressing up and stuff. They're having 5 specific days: Bicycle Day, 420 Day, on 420, Chinese New Year, New Year's Eve, and Mardi Gras.
That's right. So if that's not enough fun for you, I don't know what is. So come on down, spend some time with No Simple Road and all those bands we just mentioned down at Skull and Roses Festival. Go to skullandroses.com. Get your tickets now.
It's on the beach.
It's that time of the day and your stomach has started to growl and you are wondering what to do about it. And No Simple Road is here to make up your mind for you. You should go over to Fire on the Mountain.
Fire on the Mountain.
If you live in Portland or Denver, you got 3 locations here in Portland, 2 locations in Denver.
Lucky you.
They are serving up the best damn chicken wings you ever tasted in your whole entire life. But it's not just wings, everybody. If you are a vegan, they got vegan drumsticks. It's soy protein wrapped on a sugar cane bone.
They're not leaving anybody out.
Yep. And they got the PDX nuggets here, which is breaded soy nuggets, which are also vegan, by the way.
Dang.
And, you know, when you think, like, I'm going to go to a chicken wing place, you're thinking you're not going to eat good. Well, they also have salads. They have, like, a buffalo chicken salad, a mandarin salad, a Jamaican jerk salad, peanut chicken tender salad. So it's not just
That Jamaican jerk salad, that Jamaican jerk sauce is so good. It is my favorite still.
And if you're sitting there and you're like, Aaron, I don't live in Portland. I don't live in Denver. Why do I care about Fire on the Mountain? Here's what you should do. You should go to portlandwings.com, hook yourself up with a bottle of sauce and one of their t-shirts, and you can sit at home and have your own private Fire on the Mountain party. That's wherever right. you are.
Don't forget the socks so you can kick your feet up while looking at your socks
That's
eating
right,
your wings.
Man. So please go check out Fire on the Mountain. They are part of the No Simple Road family, and you know what? We love them. You will too. Fire on the Mountain.
At Shop Tour Bus, they are always putting out new designs for you to freshen up your wardrobe. Right now, they've got the wheel pre-order, and it's the 71 Beetle, bound to cover just a little more ground, and they have it in an orange, green, and a blue background.
Shop Tour Bus is the online lot's finest purveyor of Grateful Dead inspired t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and more. Go to shoptourbus.com online or at shoptourbus on Instagram. You are going to see the coolest shit you have ever seen in your whole entire life.
And then when you order one of those beautifully designed Shop Tour Bus merchandise picks, you might be the winner of a fantastic bootleg that they're going to throw in there. That's right. So they're going to send you your t-shirt in a beautifully designed box and with some little fun trinkets.
All kinds of cool shit comes in that box.
Yeah, pencil to spool your bootleg, maybe some gum, maybe a little Army Man.
You never know what's going to be in there. You got to order it to find out. What were you going to say, Apple?
I was just going to say their chance of getting a bootleg, they just got restocked. Somebody sent them another box of bootlegs. And I was just going to say, I just wore one of my Shop Tour Bus shirts today. They are so comfortable. I can't stress that enough.
All right,
all about comfort.
So when you order,
put in the promo code
No Simple Road, all one word,
and you are going to get free shipping from our family over at Shop Tour Bus. So go check it out. Shoptourbus.com. Put in the promo code No Simple Road.
We're so excited to tell you a bit about today's sponsor, Music Masters Collective. They are a nonprofit organization that produces unique music events, providing opportunities for fans and artists to meet and collaborate in an inspired and creative atmosphere.
Music Masters Collective events give you the opportunity to learn from world-class musicians like Otil Burbridge, Steve Earle, Richard Thompson, former members of the band, the Milk Carton Kids, Nikki Glaspie, the Fab Four, and Sean Colvin, and so many more.
At an event like the Milk Carton Kids Sad Song Summer Camp, happening this July, you can expect immersive classes, evenings of entertainment, excellent food, and a space for a lucky group of folks to learn, co-write, workshop, and perform with like-minded peers, all with the guidance of Kenneth Pattengale, Joey Ryan, and some of their favorite songwriters. This all-inclusive week in the Catskill Mountains of upstate New York is guaranteed to be magical. Scholarships are available and spots are extremely limited, so visit www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple to learn more. That's www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple. Check it out.
Hey everyone, Chris Pandolfi from the infamous String Dusters here to let you know that my podcast, Inside the Musician's Brain, is back on the airwaves for Season 4, which means it's time once again to get deep with influential musicians from all across the musical landscape to really understand and translate the lessons of success, failure, inspiration, and hard work that are behind the music and the artists that we love. My guests this season include Rachel Price from Lake Street Dives, Sam Bush, Chris Wood, Chris Funk from The Decemberists, Lindsay Liu, MC Taylor from His Golden Messenger, and more. Check us out, and thanks for listening.
King Diamond, Apple. Huh?
That doesn't sound like you give the title out very often.
Yeah, but because that voice of his, if anybody ever listened to King Diamond, that voice of his was ear piercing.
Oh yeah,
you don't need that a lot.
I remember our friend Doug was like, really into King Diamond and the whole like King Diamond ethos.
Yeah.
And his
I got several of his LPs with the painted face.
You have still?
Yeah.
In the basement.
Yeah, in the basement. Yeah, I never got rid of any. I got all my metal stuff, everything.
Like what? What do you think is your most treasured, expensive album that you have down there?
Expensive? I don't know.
Well, like not expensive for you, like what's the word I'm looking
Valuable.
for? Thank you, Mel.
Collectible.
Yeah, like what do you think is the most valuable vinyl?
To me, I don't know. Like I have every Iron Maiden, every Ozzy, every
like
Judas
editions?
Priest. Yeah. Like bought back when they came out, when they were released, like early 80s, stuff like that. All Scorpions, all those bands. Yeah.
What I'm hearing is that you have the down payment for our farm in the basement.
Probably. I have a lot of weird stuff too. Celtic Frost, Death Angel, stuff like that.
It's an OK
Overkill. And then I have like all of the Billy Joels.
Do you really?
All the Steve Martins from the 70s and 80s.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
Holy shit, dude. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I live here. I'd have been pilfering that shit and going and selling it.
Damn.
I could have paid for my Mexico trip.
That's messed up.
Hey, No Simple Road family. We're back for another installment of the No Simple Road Weekly
It's Apple.
Rewind.
I'm Apple.
And it's Mel. What?
And it's Darwin. I mean,
What?
Aaron.
It's
and
Darwin and Aaron.
And we're here. And Mel
We're
and
here.
we are
We're sitting right here talking to you guys.
probably at the Cancun airport right now. No, not yet.
No,
It's Monday.
we're
Never
hanging
mind.
out.
I'm not. We haven't left.
Relax,
yet. I'm
babe.
excited.
You already did
What
it.
do you want me to do?
You
I'm
already did
excited.
I feel like we should do like something like, in a world, 2 members of No Simple Road go to Cancun on a vacation.
Well,
All right, keep going.
That sounds scary, though. I want it to
It's
be
supposed
fun.
to be suspenseful because you don't know what's going to happen.
They find love.
They have stomach medication and stuff to go with that, just in case, because you never know what will happen in Mexico.
They even have travel belts to keep their passports in.
Travel belts, that's a fanny pack. Oh. You're a funny lesson. Aaron was trying on a, what did you call it?
It's a fucking fanny pack.
It's a travel belt to keep your money in, and you wear it under your shirt, and it doesn't go on your fanny.
Okay, yeah, okay. It is a man's travel belt tuck under.
I got one
thing.
too, and it's a fanny belt.
Yeah, Mel's is a fanny pack. It's the exact same thing.
It's both.
It's a both. It's a both.
It's a both. It's a fanny
Mel's
belt.
Mario turning into Mario. It's a both.
It's a fanny belt.
Holy
Wow.
crap.
Oh, I forgot to tell all of you something.
What?
And it's important. To
Us?
No, them.
Them.
The guys that are, the people that are listening right now.
Okay, sometimes we don't know either.
No. Them out there.
Okay.
They. The No Simple Road Weekly Rewind is done in collaboration with the Edible Beats.
The Edible Beats.
Out of Denver, Colorado. If you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, you should check it out. You should go online and check out the Edible Beats, because I'll tell you what,
You will soon find.
they are changing the way you relate to your food, and you hang out with your friends, and you have meals, and you listen to music. They're changing it by being cool. And you'll see what I mean. Just go over there and check it out.
Yeah, you can hit up one of their awesome restaurants and their venue with a restaurant in it.
Yeah.
So you can see what we're talking about.
They have partnered with No Simple Road to help us produce the Weekly Rewind, and we're super stoked to have them on board and be doing this with us and with them. And together we are creating content that deepens your connection to the world around you and each other and us, and it's fun.
Yeah,
and we're
so
having
if
a
you've
good
been
time.
liking these, this is our 18th
It's crazy.
collaboration with Edible Beat.
That's beats.
I did say sa. I said beats.
Okay.
Pizza.
Because the Edible Beat is
Is-
the name of their zine.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Just let's get that straight.
Yeah.
Well, they got a lot going on, and that's one reason we are in collaboration with them, because everything they do is with such deep intention, like we tried to do.
Yeah.
Oh,
So here we are, and we're doing it. What do you think? So far, so good, you guys? Are we?
Yeah, what I was about to say was let us know what you think about the collaboration. If you've been enjoying these specific Monday shows, that's what we want to know about, because that's what we're up to with them.
I think it's crazy. Like, I was just getting the file ready to start the recording when we started this, and I was like, No Simple Road Weekly Rewind number 18. I was like, you guys, we've been doing this for 18 weeks. It doesn't seem like it.
no,
No.
time goes by so quick.
That's like
It's like 4 months.
Yeah, wow.
No, it has. It's impossible then because we did not start before the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
We did.
yeah,
we
we did. It's there. It's on.
There's
I have proof.
There's
right there. It's
dates
date
on them
stamped.
too.
No,
It's-
I
yes.
still don't believe it.
Okay, well, you cannot believe it. I got the dates right here, babe.
No, I want you to show me that.
All right,
later.
hang on, everybody. I'm gonna show Mel the dates. Hold on. Okay, dates have
hold
been
on.
shown. Wait,
It was a draw. Go ahead and state your points, Mel.
So I was talking about our specific collaboration with the Edible Beats and when we started, that it was not 18 weeks. Aaron was talking about.
wait, hold on, Mel. Aaron,
I was
state your
talking
point.
about when we started doing the I said we started doing the No Simple Road weekly rewind 18 weeks ago,
Yeah.
which is when we started it,
So
October 10th, 2022.
Yeah. So it was a draw. It was a draw. It was miscommunication. Was all it was.
I'm gonna just call it. I'm gonna be Switzerland right now.
That's like a draw. That's
You can't,
neutral.
if somebody wants to pick a fight with Switzerland, they can't be neutral.
Switzerland can say no.
No, they can't.
They do all the time.
Yeah, that's
They're,
what Switzerland
they're
does.
notorious for
They're like,
this.
we're going to World War II, and Switzerland's like, nah.
Yeah, we're making chocolate,
Yeah. We're
and
not-
cocoa, and
Hang out, man. I'm gonna make
singing songs in
make
the
some
Alps.
from here. What do they call Swiss cheese in Switzerland?
Cheese.
Cheese.
Queso. Oh my gosh.
Anyways, man. So you know what?
Yeah. So what?
We started. I'll tell you. I know this for a fact.
What
We
do you know?
started January 1st. Our first weekly rewind of 2023 was in collaboration with the Edible Beats. I do know that. So I am stoked to have them here with us. And I feel like it makes us do this differently than we would do it otherwise. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, our approach to it.
Yeah. Do you feel like that?
Yes, I do. I feel like that. I don't- what? Aaron,
I'll tell
don't
you-
you
I'll tell you
guys
what
should
I-
see how pissed off Aaron. He's like a fire-breathing dragon back here. His eyes
down. Oh.
are rolling and there's nothing
I
happening.
can't even see.
Puff
I don't even know where I am.
It's like
Stop
Puff
it.
the Magic Dragon.
More like that.
yeah, it's kind of
Yes,
simmered down. Cute.
Our collaboration with Justin and the Edible Beats has been incredible. And it from October to January, when we added them into our weekly rewind, we have done stuff different. We've had definitely the same type of conversations that No Simple Road always has, which are deep and thoughtful, but like just with a little bit more direction and a little bit more intention. And they've been great.
I'll tell you one
Super
thing.
supportive.
I am so excited. I mean, I'm excited to go see Fish at Dick's, but also knowing that we're gonna get to go and see like Ophelia's and the restaurants and everything. I'm equally as excited. I was gonna say more. I'm like equally as excited
yeah.
to see Fish and to go see what Justin and the whole team are doing up
And
there
to have
in
a
Denver.
meal.
Several meals.
It's only been pictures up to this point, and the pictures, I'm
Not even smells.
They're beautiful and they're wonderful, but they're pictures. And so, yeah, to have a meal too, man, is going to be something.
amazing.
Yeah, man. I was thinking about the rewind and what topic to talk about this week, and like Cody just got back from Cancun. Him and Bree went on vacation, and when he was leaving, he texted me from the airport and said, "Hey, we're about to get on our flight, and I'll see you later." And when they got there, he sent me pictures of the hotel and like the beach. And then I didn't hear from him for a few days. And then I got a text from him that was like, "Hey, we're at the airport. We're waiting to come back." And when they got back, I got a text from him, "Hey, we're back. Just wanted to let you know we were safe." And it got me thinking about like, what does friendship mean? And what does it mean to be a good friend? You know what I'm saying? And he, in my adult life, in 50s and up, 40, 8 to 50, whatever I am now, has been like the best example of what a good friend is and how to do that. Do you know, like,
yeah,
The actions.
Cody goes above and beyond with all of us, and we all have our own like personal relationship. Like, I've never had he twice now, while he's working in the middle of the week, has gone out of his way to come to my work on my birthday to bring me like a bouquet of balloons and just like something silly and balloons, and like I just wanted to drop this by and then take off.
Yeah.
And it's like the thoughtfulness that he puts into everything is amazing.
So it got me just thinking about that, and like what does it mean to me to be a good friend, and like how do you do that? And I wanted to ask you guys what you thought of that. Like, what does friendship mean to you, and how are you a good friend to someone? What are some of the ways that like you show that to the people that you care about? I know for me, like, it's hard, and this is going to sound stupid, but like talking on the phone is difficult for me. It's I don't know what is like busted in my head or whatever, but like every time the phone rings, I get anxiety. It doesn't matter who it is, of like, what?
That's one of the few things we're complete opposite. That the other things, texts or the ding, I'm like, oh, I don't want to respond. Social media, oh, I hate this. I love picking up the phone and calling somebody and talking for a good, like a half hour is a good conversation.
Once
where you get into
I
everything.
agree, Apple.
Wait, once I'm on the phone, I'm fine.
It's just the initial.
It's the thought of answering it and not knowing what to talk about, I think, is a anxiety thing that I get.
Why do you need to know what to talk about?
I don't know.
It just puts him in. We've seen him do it too. It's like, and you're live.
Yeah.
And somebody's on the phone. And you're like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah, totally. 100% like that. But I think for me, like, being a good friend to somebody, there's a lot of layers to that thing. But I think just like on the surface is like, a friend is somebody who, it doesn't matter if you're doing good or you're doing bad. They're there for you and with you. Like, and I don't mean like you're robbing banks or helping old ladies across the street. I mean, whether you're like depressed or you're having a hard time or you're happy, you know what I mean?
They're there no matter what.
Yeah.
And no fair weather friend.
Right. And, and also somebody that is like continually interested in what you're doing and you're interested in what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, interested in the things they have going on in their lives and genuinely like root for them to have good shit happen. And when bad things happen, you immediately want to help.
Yeah.
You know? But like with the Cody thing, and I've brought this up on the show a couple of times, like the whole keeping in touch thing.
KIT.
What for me was a huge deal, because my family is not like that. I was not brought up like that. It isn't something that was programmed into me as a young adult, teen, or adult. My family is like, we talk to each other on holidays and every once in a while. And it wasn't bad. It's just the way it was. And we all loved each other and it was fine. But I talked to you on, Rosh Hashanah and whatever. So when Cody started doing that, when we became friends, at first I thought it was weird. Like, why is he doing this?
What do you want?
Why you sweating me, Cody?
And especially coming from Vegas, like that whole mentality of like, people want shit from you. They don't just want to hang out, and like having to vet everybody that comes into your life because Vegas is weird and transient and I don't know, whatever with that. But after a while, I realized that that's just being kind. You know what I mean?
I'm like checking up on you to see how you're doing.
What's your angle? Like, no angle,
kindness.
Man. Yeah. And 33 degrees. I don't know.
And how much that meant to me when there were times in my life recently, like when my dad passed away, or after some stuff would happen, that he would do that not knowing that any of that was going on, and it would be an opportunity for me to share my burden with somebody that actually cared, and they weren't calling because they knew something was going on. They were just calling to see what was going on.
Because they were keeping in touch.
Yeah. And I really taught me the importance of that and how much that means to somebody else, because it meant so much to me. So I, in turn, started doing that with people that mean something to me that maybe didn't know that before, So it really helped me, that piece.
Having a good friend helped you become a good friend.
And I'm just curious with you guys, what does it mean? Like, what kind of things are you looking for or do for people?
Being a good friend.
Yeah.
Apple, you're a great friend too.
Right. Well, to me, it's just like like it was kind of opposite. Aaron knows that too. Like with my family, it always a lot of communication. Well, maybe not with everybody. My mom and sister mostly. I was always raised like that. Like, and I don't do that enough anymore. The card thing. Like my mom and sister got people cards for. You get like it's Ash Wednesday. Congratulations, like everything they celebrated, but very open communication. And like I said, I'm not one that's ever like, I don't like to write or text or anything like that. I love to have conversations. I want to hear somebody's voice. I like to call them up, which I know is a nuisance in this day and age when everybody's so busy. It's harder to do that. That's one thing I've learned from Cody. It's like sending cute little memes and stuff I used to think was kind of dumb, like, oh, another meme. But when you get into a back and forth meme thing with somebody, especially Cody, he taught me that like it's fun to do that and just to receive one in the middle of the week. Like, and those usually come, and not just from Cody, when I get them from somebody, Tiff does it, certain friends of ours do it. It's always at one of those moments when you really need it. Like if you're at work or you're at home not feeling, if you're not feeling good, if you're pissed off at work, like, and all of a sudden, ding, and a real friend like sends you something that just puts a smile on your face and reminds you what's important. And as we say with meeting Cody back, I remember that, at Autzen Stadium, like we've talked about, coming up, immediately became a friend. And it's important to communicate all the time, no matter how you do it. That's one of the most important things to me. I mean, that's what keeps a friendship going. But I love talking on the phone.
Yeah.
I don't know how to go for well, the other thing to me that is a true friend,
and you're always gifting stuff too.
That's
Apple.
what I was just gonna say, and I think a lot of us are like that. Cody does that. I mean, a lot of our friends do that. When you're out shopping, not even thinking of a person, but all of a sudden you see something that completely reminds you of them, whether it's, something for, $1.25 at the dollar store, or,
it's the $1.25
or $100, when that pops, you're like, that reminds me of them. I'm getting this for them because it makes me feel good, and I know it'll make them feel good. That's the other thing too with friends. Giving to friends is one of the best feelings in the world, whether it's just giving a smile, a meal, a laugh, a gift, whatever. Friendship has been very important to me my entire life. That's the one reason me and Aaron are friends. Like, we've talked about like coming out of
You guys have a very unique story
and like the 70s and 80s, and even beyond, but really it became very prevalent to be from a family that had gone through a divorce.
Right.
And you were kind of latchkey kid, parents were working, and we had our friend groups, and that's how me and Aaron became so close. Very similar, like family split, and we just went out and made our own family and our own world out of it.
Yeah.
So friendships are always very deep and still are.
What about you, Mel?
I mean, I've had really great stories of friendships and awful stories of friendships, and like growing up, my mom had no qualms about saying friends were like a luxury. You didn't need friends. They complicate your life. They take time away from your family. The more you share with somebody, the more in your business they get. So like I grew up with that kind of indoctrination, you know, of friends were a pain in the ass more than like a helpful to your life or like a, you know, so I mean, think about this. It wasn't until I was like working valet for quite some time where I actually started to make friends. When we were first married, I didn't have any friends. I had one friend, Carla.
That's true.
That's it. Yeah. And then we stopped talking for a long time. And so I stuck with my mom's advice. I didn't early on when I was a young mother, honestly, like it wasn't complicated. I didn't have like a bunch of stuff to do. All I did was stuff with the kids, take them to school, back home to their practices, stuff like that. I imagine if I had really close friends, I would have had more distraction or potentially or more. Right. But then as I started getting older and actually gaining my own friends that were more like family members, and they're coming over to our house for like, you know, family dinners.
Yeah, we did Sunday family dinners for a long time.
And they were most of my friends, you know, all of them were my friends. So I started to really get the importance of friends. And I think that really when I became an esthetician is when I really started to have more of a like different idea of what friendships meant. They meant a lot more to me when I met Sarah and I met Sasha and I met Shellyn and like all these women that I'm still friends with till this day. Like these are friendships over 13, 15, 20 years almost, you know? Then moving here became a little bit weirder, you know, like it's weird. I have some incredible friends that I've, you know, gathered here but it's just these are all such different phases of my life.
But you particularly are such a good friend, right? You're good at being someone's friend. Mm-hmm. What kind of things do you do to show somebody that you're their friend?
Well, like, I mean, it can be good on the outside, but I'm all in with somebody. Like if somebody's got my attention, they've got my full attention. So if somebody comes over to the house, I live with you in Apple, but I'm not really engaged with you guys until they're gone. Right? Like,
yeah, you give full attention.
Oh, yeah, like when Brooke comes over, you guys go down in the basement and do your thing. Yeah.
And so I really do that. I like because it's fun. First of all, for me, it's fun for both of us. And we always do our little fun stuff, you know, pull some tarot cards or do some stretches or whatever. And, you know, just the beginning of this year, I had some problems with some friendships. And that's why when you started this, I was like, oh my gosh, you're going to go here. Friends, like anybody, come into in and out of your life, and sometimes they have expiration dates. They're there to teach you something, or they're really, you know, burns really hot, like kind of like a Janis Joplin. You guys have super fun and great time, and then, you know, it ends quickly. And I've had other friendships that ended, like my cute little 70-something-year-old friend. Remember, she broke up with me as a friend. Like, I've just had very strange friendships because they're almost like relationships, you know, like they become so strong that they become like relationships. And I only have one relationship really, and that's with my husband. So when I get to have too much attention diverted, I need to pull back.
But I see,
you know what I mean by that?
But I think you're missing the point of the question. Like, I see you very conscientious with your friends.
Well, like, then how would you describe it then?
You're very like, you know what each one's favorite shit is. You know, like they like this kind of tea. They have done this kind of yoga. They like this color. You know what I mean? Her birthday is this day. Mm-hmm. You know all their stuff. And like, I see you physically do a certain, you're a certain way. And that's what I'm trying to get out of you. Like, you do a certain, I love people, period. And it's kind of like what Apple was saying. Like you say, you go to a store or whatever,
and you see something that you weren't planning on buying, like Cody, but then all of a sudden you're like, that Cody would love that. Well, I have like that stuff in my head where I would like, you know, like with a collage or with something that I have, or with,
you create things for people too that are amazing.
Like, for example, there was this, my friend, Sarah, she had moved away to Nashville and I was still living in Vegas at the time. And she was pregnant and she came back to visit, and I threw her a surprise baby shower, and everybody that we worked at the spa, I had them all get her something, and she had no idea that we were doing that. But instead of like getting her something, I made her something because I knew that we had such a bond. And so what I did was I walked our old neighborhood that we lived in together, and I picked up cool shit from the ground that was from our hood, and I made a mobile for her baby, for Parker,
like with rocks and sticks and leaves and stuff.
Yeah, and it was fucking dope, and like it was not only beautiful, but it was so thoughtful. And she, like, when she opened it and saw it, that was my gift, was to see her respond to what she was getting, what she was receiving. And I like to make people feel good, not just like, that's what I guess my friendship is. I like to make people feel good. So if you're around me, I like, whether it's, you know, hands-on kind of a thing, or giving something, or spending the extra time like outside away from everybody, or smoking a bowl special, just the two of us, or
you create moments with everybody.
Exactly.
You do it with all of us. You have a special way of creating a moment and making something stand out.
Well, I like to do that because I'm in my head so much. So when I think about people, I'll think about that, and that's what will make me feel good. Like, we went, my friend and I, Shellin, we went on a trip together, and we didn't know each other very well, but we'd worked together for a very long time. And on that trip, when we're getting to know each other, she says something like, "Can you believe it? When I was born, I had 6 fingers." And I was like, what? We're like in the middle of driving from Las Vegas to Tucson, Arizona. So we're in the middle of the desert. And I'm like, what? And she was like, what? Why? What? Like, I know it's embarrassing. And I was like, no, not that. Like, I was born with 6 fingers. And she was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that is
that's Shelley too.
And like, after that moment, like, she's an incredible friend. She, before we left for that trip, asked me what kind of foods did I like. And she loves to plan shit. And so she planned every single spot that we stopped and ate at. We stopped at a yoga spot. We stopped at an Indian restaurant. We stopped at a Mediterranean restaurant, Mexican restaurant. And they were all the best restaurants in the whole city, because
Shellin
is bougie, but like that. Mm-hmm. And like, just same thing, giving me gifts and just being there for me. And she was like, brought special sheets so that she could sleep on, instead of like, she's like, no, you can sleep with these sheets, don't sleep on regular hotel sheets. Like, she's just like, with so many, she treated me like a friend, a girlfriend, and like a kid all in one. Like, she was protective, fun, and had my back, you know? And
so do you think that taught you?
It definitely helped me how to up my game. Every time I meet somebody, I try to take in something about how they are that I love to then pass on, you know, like, I love doing that. I love to be able to make, like I said, really making people feel good is my favorite. You love
that.
thing.
And you're good at connection. Like we always say, like
in 2 seconds,
we joke around about it, but like that, it's so cool. Like when we go to shows and Mel, like, gets to know about the security guards, the ushers.
She doesn't do that as much anymore.
Not as much.
Yeah, it started to get me in trouble because, you know, you're like, Mel, come on, not everybody. So I started to be a little bit more to myself, and we're with this big old party, and I'm off with this one random person that we don't know, but I'm getting to know. But you're right, Apple. It's about, for me, it's about like creating moments with people and like fully sharing myself for the time that we have. And it can be a little bit stressful, but most of the time it's perfect.
I just know that, like, in our culture, it seems to me that like when you're older, there's a misconception that it's not okay to make friends when you're older. It's harder for people to do that. Once you've
I honestly, I've never thought it was hard to make friends on any circumstance.
It's a misconception. I'm not talking about you.
No,
I'm
I've
saying
never,
like,
yeah.
you know, like people
a lot of people think like that.
People get married and then they're like, oh, we can only have couple friends now. Or you have a kid and you're like, oh,
Well,
we can only have friends that have kids.
But it does make things harder.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like, as an adult, the friendships that I've made have been the most impactful ones because
I'm sitting over to Apple and I think that's not,
Apple is excluded from this. This is
different.
This is the most impactful friendship I have ever seen.
This is a completely different thing. I'm talking about like in recent memory, the people that we've met that have come into our lives have made the biggest impact in my life. And it's because of like, well, first of all, it's the quality of people that have come into our world. One, but two, I think it's like the impact that they make is like on such a deeper level now because you're adults. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you're kids and you're hanging out and you're both into Hot Wheels, you know, then that's what your friend's about. Or you both like to draw, or you ride BMX bikes.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
We both like pizza.
Yeah, that's
it is deeper. I think part of that too is as we get older too, you have less tolerance for like bullshit. You can sniff bullshit out quicker. You can get to people's true intentions quicker. Like we're more in tune. And I think a part of moving up here too is, I know for me, I've gotten much more into like spidey senses are sharper, and you can read people better, and you get to know people better, and we have met a lot of really cool people since we've been up here, and a few that
Well, yeah, dude.
But as you get older, does that make sense? Like I mean,
totally.
The quality is greater because you know what you're looking for, and I think we put it out there more too. Like you attract what you put out, and we've attracted some very, very great friends up here.
Yeah, and
all three of us.
I hate hearing like there's a couple people at my work that I'm thinking of when I say this that are like, yeah, I don't have time for friends. I don't do that. Like. I've already got friends. Like I've already got too many friends. I don't have room for another one. And the person that I'm thinking of is not married, and like basically hangs out alone. And it's kind of a bummer, like to be able to have other people in your life, especially meaningful friendships. That's like the spice of life.
But it's a lot of hard work that some people aren't willing to do, or not even just willing, don't know how to reciprocate. A lot of people, like you're saying all this, but I'm just hearing my mom. That's bullshit. You don't need nobody. And like, it's the truth. I believe my mom. I just know that I do believe my mom. I just don't think she's right.
What is a city without its music?
The legacy of the New York Philharmonic is incredible.
Nearly 2 centuries of history. That's a lot of music and a lot of stories.
I was sitting on stage for the very first time thinking, I can't quite believe this is happening.
Join me, Jamie Bernstein, as we explore the history of the New York Philharmonic. It's the NY Phil story made in New York, a podcast about a city, its people, and their orchestra. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
It's right for her.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
I was like, huh?
Well,
I believe her. She's not being she's not lying.
Okay.
She's that's true for her. And she's right. Friends do complicate your life, but they can also bring beauty and greatness and experiences and shit that you would have never known about. So she was just telling me from one narrow side. It wasn't that she was all wrong. She was fucking right. And I have 100% seen how friendships can be a fucking pain in the ass and how they can affect your life unnecessarily. You're walking along and then fucking some friend does some dumbass shit or stabs you in the back or has a misunderstanding or whatever the fuck. And you're like, you know what? If I didn't fucking have that, then I wouldn't have to deal with any of this shit. But then you can't say the other amazing stuff that you would have gotten from them too.
Yeah.
So I understand the cynicism because I grew up on it and I completely understand it, but I don't live by that. And I will get my feelings hurt again. I will be open-hearted still, no matter how many times a friend burns me
You're
or
not. Gonna
not.
close that down.
I'm not going to close that down because
Close up
I
shop.
love
Why is it worth it to you then?
because of the beautiful dance of back and forth of going to take your friend to their favorite, like, okay, for example, it was my client's 75th birthday and I just happened to know that her son and her daughter-in-law, the only ones that live here in town, didn't do anything for her. They didn't invite her over. They didn't do anything special, not with their grandbabies, nothing. And so even though it was a couple months past her birthday, I took her to Portland City Grill and it was up on the top floor. And when I told her where we were going, she was like, I've always wanted to go there. And I was like, me too. And she's like, well, but how did you know that I wanted to go there? I was like, I didn't, but I wanted to go there. So like, we're like back and forth, like, you know, all excited about going. And like, that's what I'm talking about. The friendship is like, it's exciting and awesome. And
that's why it's worth it to you.
And that's why it's worth it. Exactly. So somebody that might have, you know, pissed me off or, you know, not did something that they said they were going to do or whatever, lame, whatever, who cares? I'm not going to carry that around. And, you know, unfortunately, like my mom, she didn't really grow up with a partner in life. So she was easy to dismiss other people just in general. And I can't deny that that was part of my upbringing. Like that's like a part of my code in there. Fuck, you don't need anybody to do shit. Like that was my mantra more than anything else I heard.
That's like a working mom's harshness, like hardcore, like I'm fucking doing this on my own.
But it made me mentally strong to deal with the trickery of life of thinking that you need somebody to make you happy. And so I have a fucking blast by myself. I love hanging out by myself.
You do have a blast by yourself.
People get jealous when I hang out, but like they're watching me in the street. I watch people. Like I learned how to have fun by myself, but I love enhancements. I love people come in and bringing some flowers and freaking different music and like cool different experiences. I freaking love it. I swing both ways really, you know, because of how I was raised.
I remember when I was younger, like a coworker's dog died and people were like coming up to the coworker and being like, oh, you know, I'm so sorry, condolences. And I remember being at work and thinking, those people don't even fucking know him. They never met his dog. Like, why are they doing that? And then when we were living in Vegas, our dog died. And I was crushed, completely crushed. And there was people at work that like left cards on my desk and said condolences, and they knew, and it made me fucking feel better. And it was like the little things that a friend can do for you that seem innocuous, that don't on surface mean anything, but your emotional state is such that when it happens and you can receive it, it's exactly what you need in the moment.
It's the bomb,
yeah.
The bomb that you need.
And I always thought that stuff was like trite.
Cheesy.
Cheap. You know what I mean? That's cheap. Why bother doing
Only
that?
if you cheapen it as the receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
yes.
And I remember when my dad passed away and Cody came here, showed up out of the blue and brought me a picture thing that he had made, framed.
This is amazing.
Of pictures of me and my dad. And it's one of them says, standing on the moon, but I'd rather be with you. Or a lovely view of heaven, but I'd rather be with you. And I was like the saddest I may have ever been in my whole life. And it was a moment that like made me feel like I was going to be okay. And it didn't have anything to do with like somebody giving me something. It was the thought of somebody going through that to do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Going to like whatever place and ordering the pictures and picking the font and buying the frame
the entire
exactly.
time.
Yeah.
They did something special for you.
And I think that's what I'm getting at. Like, as I get older, that's the thing that's been impressed on me more often now, is that like, it's the people who think about you. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Back to the whole friendship idea, our daughter lives in Los Angeles with her husband and the baby, but there's no other family there, and the way that they've been able to raise Jasper is through friendships, through strong friendships that Adam had cultivated, through some that they had cultivated together, through some Sydney had cultivated on her own. But like, she wouldn't be able to be living her life without tons and tons of stress if it wasn't for her friends who were stand-in family.
Yeah, they've got a great support group.
That whole crew is insane.
And so
they're so great.
I didn't raise her with my mom's mentality of friendships, because maybe if I would have told that to her, or she would have been raised with that, then maybe she wouldn't have that incredible group. And maybe
with that tape running in the back of her head. You don't need nobody.
With that mentality, exactly. But we do fucking need people. We need our partners. We need our children. We need our parents. We need our friends. And clearly not if they're toxic or negative in your life, but if one friend or one family member is toxic, then you don't need anything. No friends, no family. No, that's not true either.
All or nothing.
We have a tendency to be like that. Yeah, that's why I'll be a fool in friendship. I'll absolutely be a fool, not twice to the same person, but definitely again and again and again to many different people, because I really believe that most people want to do good stuff. And when they don't do good stuff, it's because they're not feeling good. That's usually what it is. And, like, there's been friends that you can't forgive for certain shit. That's a real thing.
Happens. That happens with family.
That's what I was going to say. That's a real thing with not just friends, with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, people.
That's a people thing.
So the thing is you can't discount anybody. It's a situational thing.
Well, I want to say I can forgive just about anything. I can't forget. You know what I mean? I can forgive it, but I'm not going to forget. And that doesn't mean that I'm like, now we're cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a hard thing too, because, especially for me, like, you give all yourself and then to just turn your back or turn away, that's hard. That's a hard thing.
That's how I grew up.
That's really challenging, and it sucks. But again, because I had my mom in the back of my head, like any of those challenges, when I get over emotional, I'm just like, keep on moving, keep going. It might not be the right thing, but that's what gets me through shit. You know what I mean? Like that hard ass mentality.
I remember my dad always had a lot like me.
The Iron Curtain.
Well, a lot like us. Like, he had a lot of people around.
Yeah,
there was always interesting, different,
eclectic
characters coming through all the time through the house.
That's for sure.
Parties with conductors and choreographers and magicians, and this guy's a biker, and this lady swallows swords, and this guy's a miner from Alaska, and those are all real things.
This guy's a female impersonator. This guy's a highway patrolman. This guy's a cop.
How about the African priest?
All those are real. So there was always like an eclectic group of people around my dad, and he would give them the shirt off his back. Like, his last dollar, no matter what. But if my dad was crossed, that was it. And he would call it the Iron Curtain. I dropped the Iron Curtain on him. I don't talk to him anymore. And I saw that, and I learned that, like, whatever that is. And it's an emotional thing too. It's like it's a spiritual disconnect that you do with someone. Like,
I'm not proud of it, but I know how to do it well.
When I think of someone, there's an emotional response that happens in my heart center. Like, I can feel them and think about them, and there's, like, I don't know what that is, but whatever, it's a thing. And once that happens, what I'm talking, that iron curtain, or that is gone. Like, their name comes up and there's just like test pattern, static, color bar, boo, like, and I've had like there's a couple of people that I'm thinking of, like, doesn't it bother you? You don't talk to them anymore? I'm like, no, so it's over. Like, I've been burned. And I think that's, if I had to think of a reason why people in general are reticent to have friends, it's because of that.
They don't want to get hurt.
People are afraid of getting hurt. But
the same thing with any relationship stuff,
exactly.
friendship, putting yourself out there.
But if you don't do that, if
You're
you
not
don't,
living.
you're not. Yeah, there's so much.
I might get hurt.
Me and Aaron, we both had the same thing too. For like our dads, I remember that felt really good when I heard that my dad and your dad are the same generation. They had like business acquaintances.
My best friend is Hank Mardukas.
Like people they considered friends they'd met through like what they do and
Through
stuff,
work, yeah.
not like friendships from a young age and everything. And I remember you telling me what it was like. Your dad was like, except for Apple. Apple's a good guy. You got something special there. And my dad said the same thing. He's like, you and Aaron got something special. I mean, I got a lot of our friends back in Vegas and stuff, but we've always been very close with each other and each other's families.
I don't even know how.
Well,
I don't either.
I was going to say too, like you guys, like you were saying that the relationships you have now have been like deeper. Period. No, you'll never have a deeper relationship with anybody you meet from here on out, because Apple is it. Period. Like, you and him have something that can't be replicated ever.
We're like friends, soulmates too, because we get excited for each other. Like, I get
you guys pick the same shit.
I get
all
excited
the time.
when he has a friendship with somebody. Like a lot of friends would get jealous. Like the last couple of days, like Nate coming over, you're like, fuck yeah, you had a friend come over. Like, there's no, it's like we love each other so much as friends. It's like, have other fucking friends, man. I'm here all the time.
I
don't
understand even, like, when I think about yours and my friendship, there's no like,
it's like Siamese twins.
There's no like beginning of it. It's just there, and it's always been there. The same, and it's always been like, it's like
connected.
It's the way that you describe weed, our friendship.
Okay.
You always say weed has always done the same thing to me from the first time I smoked it till the time I smoked it today.
Oh, okay.
Weed has always done the exact same thing to me. I know that's our friendship. It's always been like this.
I always think of that movie, Stuck on You. With Matt Damon and what's his name? They're Siamese twins.
No,
in the
Apple.
beginning.
Only you watch stuff.
It's
like
a
that.
Farrelly Brothers comedy. You've seen it anyway. They're like connected, but like in the movie, they end up getting a surgery to get disconnected, but they're still like so connected that they can't function. So like when they do things after that, but they get a belt and they belt themselves together to like do things, because that's what they were so used to, is working in unison and stuff. And it's like, we do it. One thing I always think, like, with Mel too, the three, like how we maneuver around each other,
the three of us,
like physically, like being able to share the kitchen and the hallway, the patio,
the house,
the
period,
studio,
the entire home.
We are like our movements.
Even the dog gets in the way, and the three of us are
Darn gets yelled at. That's what dogs do. He just likes to get in the way. Right.
It's very
We're all very fortunate
That's
and
what I was
very,
just gonna say.
very rich by friendship standards for
and it's
the
hard.
relationships that we've had and have now. And I'm sure that we'll still have.
I imagine I can only imagine that someone from the outside of our friendship, me and Apple, you and I's relationship, and then the three of us together, whatever all that is, right? Somebody on the outside trying to come in to that's got to be a little intimidating. Even though that we're even
it depends on how they're brought in. Truly,
but we're still. We talked about that before. It's kind of like Fish's music, like an inside joke. They're like, you're all welcome to come, but we have so much inside jokes and. Me and Mel really have the thing of speaking in half sentences, but know exactly what they like. The thing was so, and it's like totally know what you're talking about.
And you and I have such an emotional connection that's like you and I think about things emotionally very similarly.
Yeah,
so like things that are sentimental to you will absolutely be sentimental to me, and vice versa.
And things that Aaron brushes off,
exactly,
get us both heated at the same time. Like what's stupid? We're like. How dare you? How dare you say it's stupid? You don't even understand.
I think that,
and it could be the smallest thing ever, but like it's funny.
You're very sentimental over like objects, like trinkets.
Yeah,
like
keepsakes and things,
and I am with certain stuff, but I don't have a lot of it. Like,
well, this may be inappropriate or not, but you were trying to get away from that life that you created. You fucking burn that shit to the ground. You want to start fresh. You don't want to keep any of that old shit.
Yeah.
So that's a huge reason why you don't have that stuff. And the stuff that you currently have that is like that is from this life. So you're fine with it.
Yeah, it's new.
You're the same way as him, except he didn't burn down the rest of his first however many years of life.
I kept my precious.
Yeah, he didn't have the need to do that, but you did.
No, I literally remember I was leaving LA. My van was parked outside the window of my apartment, and I was skipping out on the apartment rent, and I was bouncing, and I had a wicker chest, like a trunk. From like Cost Plus with like brass, and it had all of my worldly possessions in it, like all of my high school, junior high yearbooks, cards from family, pictures from high school, all my stuff in it. And I remember like packing my clothes in an army duffel bag, a big green army duffel bag, and stepping out the window and throwing the duffel bag into my VW van and looking back at that trunk and being like, fuck you, and splitting and leaving all my shit there. And
you just traumatized me.
I left it all, dude.
Yeah, I know.
And I think part of it too was like being really unhappy as a kid, and
you needed to make space for something new.
Yeah, and not wanting that
to
anymore.
Tag
like,
along
yeah,
with you.
like that was like all sad reminder of stuff. And I mean, now that I'm 51 and looking back, I'm like, damn, it would have been cool to have my high school yearbook now that I drew like awesome murals on the inside of it. I would love to have that artwork and you know what I mean? All the stuff that I drew back then. And we had a table in Apple's room.
Yeah, that everybody drew on
this
for
wooden
years.
table. And I remember there was 4 biker skulls that I drew in the corner of this table that were so badass, like so badass. And I wish that I had that now.
Table.
Yeah. But like the keepsake thing and the sentimentality, I guess I do have it, but not like that.
You rebuilt.
Well, you're your own person.
Well, yeah. you cleared it out to make room for a new life, which is when you met Mel and had kids and everything. You've rebuilt it since then.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a lot of tchotchkes and things.
Everything that we
over.
have in the house is almost from when we first got together.
Yeah,
all of our friends, like we didn't
built that all.
Yeah, we didn't like ditch everything. I've known so like my sister. My sister loves material shit, and she wants to always have the nicest shit. But when she moves, she ups and sells everything and doesn't give a fuck about it. Just like, I'm done. I'm over it. Like that is a specific kind of a way. We kept everything.
Yeah.
We left, we moved across country and we're like, why not? Why not keep our shit that we like already?
I'm the person that takes other people's shit too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So like, you're getting rid of that? I can clean that up and fix that. Like that couch over there.
Mm-hmm.
Apple, you have, I walked into our like storage room the other day and was looking for something, and I walked back in the back where all your stuff is, and I saw that like big life-size stuffed Kenny doll from South Park or whatever. Jesus, this guy's got
which they're so I'm starting to go through some of that. I'm starting to realize like that I got for myself. It doesn't really, it's cool, but it's sitting in the basement. That kind of stuff I'm starting to give to other people. Like that's another thing I love doing with stuff I've loved. Like recent example is giving the Predator.
Oh my gosh, I knew you were gonna say that.
To Jaden.
You got to explain that.
That
nobody knows what you're talking about.
I bought a Predator. Well, hopefully everybody knows the Predator movies. But I bought, oh god, it's probably like 20 years ago. Being down in Venice Beach, I bought a Predator that was about 13,
like 24 inches
13,
or
14. It's like foot and a half.
That's true. Yeah,
tall, but like heavy. There's an artist down there that makes all kinds of stuff out of car parts and everything. He makes life-size stuff. Anyway, this is a small, like
welded metal
figure Predator that probably weighed like 20 pounds or something, and it's dangerous. It has like a battle axe and all this stuff. I loved it for years, but I've towed it around out of my shop. I bought that for myself. It doesn't have like
wasn't like a gift from somebody that loved you.
Yeah, when I go to get rid of things that I then remember the story of somebody giving that as a gift, that makes it much harder unless I'm gifting it to somebody I know will love it more. That I bought for myself meant a lot to me, and Jaden had mentioned she liked it, and I was thinking to me, like reselling shit, like putting that on eBay and waiting for somebody to bid on it or put it anywhere where somebody's gonna be like, oh, you want $50, I'll give you 20. And then, it's like, I want to give this to somebody I love. Jaden's reaction when I gave it to her, Aaron was in here. We
were in the room across the studio.
In your esthetician room.
Yeah, in my little studio.
And the squeal that came out of her, Aaron, he's all, did that noise come out of Jaden? What the? I have never heard her make a noise like that. It was
she was so
cute,
grateful,
so awesome. It made me tear. It's make me tear up a little. Like I just love passing things on. I'm starting to do that more with things because I have so much, and it feels good to give those on. I have Mel has given me a collection of stuff for yours that I have of rocks and things and little boxes and stuff. You've always given me stuff on my birthday or just out of the blue or something. I'm very sentimental with that stuff, and I'm very sentimental with friendships. I really do.
That's cute. You did get teared up.
I'm just thinking it too. Like I mean, it's very common for people to. I can't think of any friends that I've had that ended badly, like where they were like I didn't trust them anymore. They were not my friend anymore. I've had people come and go out of my life and stuff, but not because of anything bad.
No, you've never had you as long as I've known you have never had like an enemy.
No, I've never had a nemesis or an enemy ever in my life.
I pissed at Apple.
I know.
Which I count
Santa Claus.
I count my blessings for that. I mean, because I get mad at people sometimes, but it's very short lived. It's usually me that's being stupid for some reason, and I realize that quickly. And I value that's another thing too is having. I feel blessed to have friendships intact from childhood, like Nick and Luca, friends that. Sometimes I don't talk to, like me and Nick just talked recently, hadn't talked in like 8 months, and it was like, didn't miss a beat. And those are my childhood friends. So it usually starts like, hey, what are you up to, you dipshit? Like ribbing each other. What are you, but I really value that. And I got a handful of friends that are from single digit years and early teens.
I remember
that I stay in touch with and will be friends until the day I die or they die.
When I was maybe 15 or 16. I was going to throw a party or something, and my dad and I were talking, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to invite all my friends. And he was like, those people aren't your fucking friends. And I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. My dad said, if a man dies with one true friend in his life, he's a rich man. And I remember him saying that, and I didn't understand it at the time. I was like, I got plenty of friends. I know about it. And he's right. It's like Mel said, it's hard to find people that are on the level that aren't.
I said that?
Yeah, in not so many words, that aren't looking to run game. We don't know. You know what I mean? It's the world is crazy. People come and go in our lives, like Apple said. There's friendships that they expire, like Mel said. And those people that have stood by you and have supported you, like I said, through your bad and your good, those are treasures, man. It's life is fucking nuts. It's crazy. And let's not forget, all of us are nuts. We all think we know what we're doing. We don't know what we're doing. This week and next week, we don't have any clue. And then,
I totally
we're
know what I'm
mad,
doing
we're happy,
all the time.
We're spiritual, we're not, we're this, we're that, whatever. We're all crazy. And so to find anybody else on this planet
is a blessing
that you can get along with for an extended period of time, you're jamming, right? So
yeah, it's hard to get along with yourself sometimes.
It totally is.
It's like Mel was saying earlier, she does the same thing. Writers like that too in this house. We're like our own best friends sometimes.
Yeah,
we're like being alone. Like Aaron's like, who the fuck is in your room? Nobody. Who are you talking to?
Myself.
Yeah,
Myself.
Maybe from
I crack myself
at such
up
a young
too.
age.
So does Mel. Mel, you crack yourself.
I crack myself up
bust out of no.
fucking
Think you have somebody over and you're just busting on yourself.
Well, just from a young age, I was a solo person for I was 14. I was like walking myself to work at the mall. I was like, I just had a lot of alone time. And so I learned how to use it wisely and how to
appreciate
it. Yeah. And to have fun with it. And then when I have a friend, then it's like a buddy that gets to come into fun time with me. Like that's what it's about. Like,
you've already got your fun. You're like,
that's cool.
I got the fun zone already.
Yeah,
Come
the fun zone started like, gosh, when me and JJ first started hanging out and we went to Pietro's Pizza. If anybody would have seen us from the outside, they were like, what the hell are these two old ass women doing, acting like 8-year-olds? But we were fucking cracking up, playing skee ball, pulling the tickets real slow to try to get more tickets out so we can get some fun stuff at the little account. Yeah, but we're fucking like a few years ago. This wasn't even like
Mel's 41.
I know, it was super fun. Like somebody to just do some silly ass shit with you. And then like since our relationship has evolved, me and JJ, like she lives on the other side of town. She fucking lives in Gresham. We don't see each other, not even every month. We see each other maybe every few months. And when we get together, I almost always piss my pants because we're always.
I don't know if I want a friend like that.
It's the best kind of piss you'll ever do. It's so fun.
It's good pay.
Because we used to work together, and then like we just have a lot. Yeah, man, we just have a good time, and like. For me to if I would have listened to my mom all those years ago, I would have had a boring ass fucking life.
What you just said there too, like what started this whole conversation when Aaron asked the question, like using Cody as an example. There are some people like that, like me and you both did that with Jaden when we worked at Shango at separate times. We worked together, but different areas of the cannabis business. And I had mentioned, you got to meet them. You're like, the one girl, we're like, some people you just see and you know right away, like that person is special. That person's going to be in my life, or at least like that person's special. I need to know more about.
I felt like that with the Raverts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
We went out to their.
When me and you went out, it was like,
I was like, oh, these people are going to be friends for the rest of our lives.
We were so happy when we left because, okay, to have a single friend is fucking like finding a diamond in the rough. But to have a couple friend
that are just as weird as we are,
just as weird, but we equally like them just as much.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the husband's cool, but the wife's kind of a bitch. Or I freaking love that the wife and the husband. Yeah, he's just
he's boring.
He's boring. He's lame or whatever.
That. Like Jason and Audrey are like that.
Oh
yeah.
After hanging with them, like one time meeting them and hanging out, and then meeting their awesome kids.
Lifetime. See, that's what I meant about like the friendships that we've made up here have been the most impactful. Those
to you.
Yeah, like I've learned so much from those people, you know, then that's, I wasn't putting Apple down by saying that he's a different, it's just a different thing.
Well, but I mean, I only wanted to bring it up because we're talking about friendship, and there's no deeper friendship than that I've ever been aware of.
Like,
that's what that is. Like, he's not your boyfriend, is he?
No.
Okay. And he's not,
absolutely
he's not blood.
No.
He's a friend. And even though it's definitely deeper, like emotionally and psychologically, that's
my brother. Like, as far as I'm concerned, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Apple is my brother. It's not like best friend. He's my best friend. Like, we're in junior high school. Like, that is literally my brother.
It's back to the beginning. He ain't
heavy. He's my brother.
When I slept for a good example of friendship too is like today, I really missed out on going. You guys, you drove to Salem
to go have lunch with Brady.
Go meet up with Brady for lunch because it's been a while, and I'm like, well, tell Brady I'm gonna call Brady right now, and had a nice chat with him and everything. You know, Jen and Brady are another
cool
couple that came into our life and was like,
we're staying.
Yeah,
we're putting up shop.
Yeah. And friendship and
it can be complicated. Friendship can be complicated, but it's
beautiful.
But aside from, and this is my only point of view, aside from
your only one?
Well, my solo point of view, I'll say.
Oh, okay.
Aside from being married and finding your life mate, having a great friend is okay. Third. Because when you have dope kids, that's even, that's Sydney's and Simon are my best friends ever. But like when you're beyond that, you don't have kids or you do or whatever, friendships they're like jewels that you get to decorate your life with.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm gonna segue into something here too. Like, here's another definition of a good friend. Like, Ryder.
Oh,
Aaron's nephew, Ryder. Since we moved out, I've known him since he was a baby,
little turd,
and I always enjoyed his company. He was always the fucking one who brought the party and was just like borderline out of control as a kid. Like,
still like that.
Yeah.
but
but like,
not.
but like such,
I kid.
Well, sometimes when he wants to be out of control, he can get out of control. But like his friendship has come to mean so much to me. So this is why I'm asking everybody out there to keep me in their thoughts, send me some positive energy and stuff. I'm going in for surgery on Thursday. Nothing major or anything I've talked about on the show. Haven't in a while. I'm getting hemorrhoid surgery. Like, yeah, super fun. So I'm getting that done Thursday, the same day Aaron and Mel are going to be celebrating down in Mexico. I like the way that worked out too. You guys are going to be keeping the energy high down there. Ryder, without hesitation, and this is my point of friendship, but I was like, they call me and it's like, we can get you. I've been waiting for 3 weeks for this to happen. And they call and it's like, we have Thursday at this time. I'm like, fuck, Aaron and Mel are gone to Mexico. Ryder's got to fucking work. And they're like, can you be here? You need somebody to drive you. But I just said, yeah. What I'm going to say, no. Anyway, I'm like, yes, I'll fucking figure this out. I would have called several other friends if needed, but immediately asked Ryder, hey, dude, I'm sorry, but can you call out of work to like take care of me? Take me to the doctor for butt surgery? And so, absolutely, I will. And like he even said, like they gave him a little pushback at work at first. And he's like,
I can call in.
He's like, I'll call out. Say, I'm telling you, I'm not going to be there. I got to do this for my friend. And he's become like a brother too.
This is
but everybody keep me in their thoughts, root for me. I know everything will be okay. I'm just glad to be, like I keep saying, literally, pun intended, get this behind me and get on with my life and be healthy.
Hey, this is Apple's hemorrhoid. I'm not your friend.
Stop it.
It reminds me of Vader Zim with Pastulio. This is Pastulio.
Man, I have to. Mel and I were driving from Salem today, and
you got sad about
I got sad about you, man. Like, it made me sad.
You got sad about me?
It made me sad that her and I aren't going to be here to help take care of you after your surgery, man. So I hope that everybody out there that's listening, that you've listened for an hour and 9 minutes of us talking, if you got to this point, that means that you love listening to the show, or
And
you're
you
bored,
love, you love
out of your
us.
Or
mind,
you
and
left the room and just
you
came
wanted
back.
to see where it was going to end up.
You fell asleep in
Yeah.
the beginning. You just woke up.
But here's the thing, man. If you all could just send some positive vibes to Apple, it's happening this Thursday. And yeah, if you have his number, maybe give him a call Friday, Saturday, see how he's doing.
Or Texas.
Text. Yeah,
Whatever.
probably text.
I was going to say, my first week, I've already had a few people like, "Oh, I'll come by and visit you." Simon was going to come up and visit.
He's like, no, maybe I'll wait.
No,
till next week."
for the first week. That's why I'm glad you guys are gone too. I'm pretty much from what I've heard. The doctor said the first week is terrible. First week is a lot of pain, a lot of recovery, and everything, and basically bathroom and bed. So just keep me in your thoughts, and then reach out and like a week after.
Yeah, see how he's doing.
but yeah.
Reach out and touch.
But again, this is one of those things that to take care of yourself. Go to the doctor when something's fucked up.
Go to the doctor, get it looked at.
Be good to your friends and go to the doctor.
This is shit. This is Shinola. If you get something, go to the doctor and get rid of it.
That's a
Don't trust Whitey.
That's right.
The number.
That's the other one. Yeah.
That's all from The Jerk. If anybody has not seen that movie.
Go back and watch Steve Martin in The Jerk, and you'll know what the hell we're talking about.
Steve Martin plays banjo.
He does.
He does play banjo
The
well.
Steve Canyon Rangers just came out with a new album, and it rips. Just saying. So yeah, that's
he's a rambling man.
He is a rambling man, and he gets small.
Yeah.
He does.
Let's get small.
Oh man, we're showing our age. Apple, I love you, man. Mel.
What?
25 years, baby. You and me.
Yeah.
Charging into the future together on our translucent steed. Our unicorn with lightning bolts.
Celebration.
And
fish donuts.
Yeah, it's going to be something else, man.
Yeah.
I love you so
I'm
much.
Excited.
Happy anniversary, baby.
Thanks. Happy anniversary to you.
Unicorn. That just reminded me of something silly. I think you've seen. I've seen it before. I almost bought one yesterday at the zoo to have a souvenir. You've seen the shirt? It has the rhinoceros on it, and it says "Save the chubby unicorns." It's Oregon Zoo. Save the chubby unicorns.
God. Wow. All right. Well,
that was a little silly.
We'll be back next week.
Well, if you guys have friends, cherish them. And if you have friends that you've had to let go, then I don't know.
Sorry.
And if you haven't had friends
sorry.
and don't trust people, take a chance once in a while.
Yeah.
It's tough to be like cut off.
It's so fun to do stuff with friends.
The best way to have a friend is to be one.
That's true.
And that is so fucking true and so
That's
stupid
true.
and trite.
And I want to say this episode is dedicated to Cody because Cody is, when you look up on the dictionary, if anybody knows what a dictionary is anymore, you look it up, Cody's name and his little face is going to be right there. It's like friend equals Cody.
And he's going to be doing the Kermit.
Yes.
Cody,
but
we
no,
speak
seriously,
your name.
Cody, you have, Aaron started out talking about you and what you've done for him. But when your partner has a friend that's a good friend to them, it changes their personality. And I've seen Aaron's literal personality change by you being his friend. You brought music into his life, which has made him softer and more easy to be around. It's helped him to process his feelings better. It's helped him to emote better. And like he said, it's helped him to be a better friend, And so there's never a thing that I could give you or a thing I can say to you that I can thank you enough for what you did for my best friend. So I just want to say thank you, Cody, for your super sweet years of amazing friendship to the whole No Simple Road crew, for real.
To everyone, Darwin.
Yeah, the whole crew.
And also a big shout out to his partner
in
Bree. Crime, Bree, because once we got to know her, we realized how she facilitates him
being who he
is. And then her witticisms and sarcastic.
She is a perfect level of deviousness and sarcasm.
Yes, she is such a fun,
but then wrapped up in the most sweet, angelic, smiley, beautiful package that is equal parts charming, equal parts smiley evil. Like
chaotic
it's
neutral.
The best. Yeah. And she's just such a pleasure to be around and so self-assured.
Yeah.
I love that about Bree so much. Like, she knows what she likes to do. She knows what she doesn't like to do. She knows what she's just.
Yeah. Self-assured people are cool to be around, man. That's
I
for
love
sure.
that.
Yeah, they help boost that in you.
For sure. So I hope that we
Just
can be
tell all our
friends with all of you out there. And hey, do us a favor and tell your friends about us so we can be friends with them. And we'll be back next week with more stuff and things.
I feel like we should have like the Mr. Rogers music going out now.
We should.
Won't you be my neighbor?
That's true.
Hey, smile at a stranger.
Please won't you?
Safety third.
Love one another.
Hydrate. Wash your hands.
And maybe make a new friend.
We'll leave it at that.
But it's a burden. Family needs has been deferred, and hella means been the earth, and alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a newborn. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? No simple road. 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 My windshield is shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The react is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A=A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hey listeners, I want to tell you about the April-May 2023 issue of Relics magazine. Features a Dave Matthews Band cover story with additional articles and interviews with The National, Graham Nash, Wayne Shorter, ALO, Ivan Neville, our friend Eric Krasno and Stanton Moore, Marty Stewart, and much more. Check out the latest version of Relics and subscribe now at relics.com/DMB. Thanks, Relics.
Hi, this is Paul Phelps.
And this is Monica Strutt.
And we're from the Daily Music Business Podcast. We're joined by a number of other really great hosts in creating daily content with great advice for independent musicians just like you.
That's right. We put out episodes daily on all topics from music marketing to branding, advice on signing with a manager and label, and anything else you need to up-level the business side of your music career. We've got it covered.
Subscribe to the Daily Music Business Podcast today on your favorite podcast catcher.
Subscribe today to the Daily Music Business Podcast on your favorite podcast platform.